So run, you cur. Run! Tell all the other curs the law's coming. You tell 'em I'm coming, and hell's coming with me. You hear? Hell's coming with me. Perfect and fitting for tonight's review, Django Unchained. I'm surprised I haven't done more Quentin Tarantino movies, given that he is my favorite director of all time. But here we go. Tonight is Django Unchained. And before we get too into it, I want to give a few disclaimers. These videos are completely unedited and unfiltered. So however long it goes is how long it goes. And, you know, we're talking about a 2 hour and 45 minute film. I have a lot to say because it's Quentin Tarantino, a brilliant director. They are also unfiltered. So whatever comes out of my mouth is what comes out of my mouth. Adult things will absolutely come out of my mouth. So if your kids are in the room, ask them to leave the room or put your headphones on. And spoilers will happen, especially for the movie that I'm reviewing. But sometimes I go off on tangents and give spoilers away for other things. Have no fear. I will put a list of movies that I talk about underneath this video. And there'll be a header that says spoilers. If you want to avoid spoilers, avoid any movie that I put in that header. Okay. Django Unchained. I want to do a, hold on, before I forget, I just got to mark this off on my book. It does qualify for something in the book. Challenge number 13. It is, you know, it's skirting the line between qualifying and not. I will admit, I messed up a little bit when I was doing this, and I put this down as Django Unchained for challenge number 13, based on a television series or turned into a television series, because I thought the original Django was a TV show, and it wasn't. It was a couple of movies. Originally, there were a couple of movies, Django, that Quentin Tarantino based this movie on. And anyway, I'll say later on, Django is actually, the original Django is in this movie. But they also now have made a TV show called Django. Now, they say that it is not based on this character at all, on Quentin's film. But you know what? They definitely capitalized on Quentin's film by using Django, the name Django. So, you know, whether this really qualifies, doesn't really qualify, it skirts the line, but I'm using it. Challenge number 13. So, year release 2012, aspect ratio 2.39:1, running time, like I said, 2 hours and 45 minutes, genre drama, Western. You know, there are a handful of fantastic fucking Westerns out there. This is one of them. The Hateful Eight is another one. Probably the best Western of all time, Unforgiven, Tombstone, the remake of the 3:10 to Yuma. Love that movie. Fucking love that movie. You know, there are a handful of really great, in my opinion, really great Westerns that I love. And those are a few of them. Anyway, rated R. Absolutely. It's Quentin Tarantino. Challenge completed. I completed it. You know, there was a bit of a hiccup, and I know this video is going to be long, and I don't give a shit. I have tons of notes. There was a bit of a hiccup. I was watching it last night on my PS5, this Blu-ray, and I've only seen this Blu-ray, like, since I bought the Blu-ray, I've only watched it maybe 5 times at most. I've watched it streaming a ton of times. But I've only watched it maybe 5 times on the Blu-ray, and for some reason, halfway through the movie, it stopped playing on my PS5, and I'm like, what's going on? So I pulled it out, 0 scratches, absolutely perfect disc, not even a fucking fingerprint. So I don't know what happened, but I was watching it last night and it stopped, and it just like tore me up. I'm like, why is this disc not working? I don't understand. I put it on my little external, I have an external drive for my computer. Put it on there, it worked fine, but it's not working on my PS5. Anyway, long story short, I got frustrated, couldn't finish the video last night, couldn't finish the film last night video, so I finished it tonight, and I'm hoping to get the video tonight, but it might not be until Sunday, guys. Sorry. I know I've been posting a lot on Sunday because I record on Saturday night and then it goes in Sunday. Anyway, I'm going to try to get it to you as soon as possible. My rating is absolutely 5 out of 5, 10 out of 10. Love this fucking movie. Is it my favorite Quentin Tarantino? No. But it is, my brother still thinks it's his favorite Quentin Tarantino. And it is absolutely a brilliant, Tarantino film. Starring way too many people to put on this little line. So I actually wrote down a list of who I wanted to mention. Jamie Foxx is fucking amazing. And I'm so glad, so happy as shit that Will Smith turned this down. Because it couldn't be anybody but Jamie Foxx. He's got that charisma and that moxie that works for this film, and I don't think Will Smith could have pulled it off, in my opinion. I don't think he could have pulled it off. Christoph Waltz won the Academy Award. He is brilliant in this film. Leonardo DiCaprio is fucking amazing. I can't believe he didn't get a nomination. He is fucking brilliant in this movie. Samuel L. Jackson is always to die for, and he's fantastic in this. Kerry Washington is wonderful. I love her. Walter Goggins, I have a note later on. I love to hate Walter Goggins. In this, the Hateful Eight, and just about everything he does. The MCU, what was he in the Ant-Man movies? Ant-Man and the Wasp? I don't know if he's in the first one, but I know he's in the second one. It's been a while since I've seen those. And the Maze Runner movie, I mean, come on. I love to hate him. He's great, and he's fantastic at being a bad guy, kind of a bad guy. James Remar. I wanted to say James Remar because he has a small part, but he's really great, and he's an underrated actor. He does some really great work. Don Johnson blows me away in this movie, and to say the same scene, Jonah Hill. Jonah Hill is fantastic in this. Both of them are great. Dennis Christopher, I remember him from It, and he's really good in this. I like him. I love his look in this, his beard and mustache. He looks really great in this. Franco Nero, the original Django, is in this film, and I love that he's in this, so I wanted to say, Franco Nero. James Russo, again, another actor that has a very small part in this movie, but, I've talked about him before, how my mom can't watch him because he was so amazing as an actor in Extremities that she just can't watch. She can't watch anything he's ever been in. Maybe something like this she could watch. He's in a very small part, and you can't really tell it's him, but he does a really good job in this. Bruce Dern, he's again another tiny part, but wonderful. I met him once at the local Trader Joe's. I rode up on my Harley. Big green, dark, green with sparkles, cool Harley. And he was like, he fucking drove up in his I think it was a 59 Ford pickup. Gorgeous thing. He was restoring it so it hadn't been painted, but otherwise it sounded great, looked great. And I was like, he got out of the car and he goes, "I love your bike. It's beautiful." And I was like, thank you. I had to have it imported from Arizona because nobody in California wanted this color. But then I was like, I love your truck, man. My dad had a 50, I think he had a 56 or a 58. And I said, I love your truck. It's great. So we had this quick little moment before, we parted ways. Really nice guy, Bruce Dern. Zoe Bell is in this. I love her. In the other films, she's a stunt woman. The story is she was a stunt woman in Kill Bill, and Quentin was like, "You're actually a pretty good actor. I want to put you on screen." Put her on screen for this. I love her in Death Trap. She's wonderful in Death Trap. I mean, brilliant. I mean, she plays who she is. She plays a stunt driver, but she does a really, really good job. I like her. I like her in The Hateful Eight. She's wonderful in The Hateful Eight. I'm glad she's cultivating a career, because not just a stunt worker. She's also a damn good actor, like Quentin Tarantino said. Michael Parks is in this, and I wanted to mention him because he's in another Tarantino film. He's in Death Proof as well. But I also like him in Mel Gibson's film Bloodfather, which is really short but really fantastic. I really like that movie. It's a really neat story. He does such a great job, and I love seeing his gritty realness. Anyway, we're here to talk about Django, and it's already like 9 minutes, and I'm rambling on about other movies. Quentin Tarantino does I know it's controversial when he does a small role in his films, but I swear to God, Pulp Fiction, the little part that he plays in that, Jimmy, is I couldn't imagine anybody else playing that role. Now, this one, what he does in this, I'm like, somebody else could have done that, and it would have been fine. But he's in this. Okay, so moving on, directed by Quentin Tarantino, produced by Reginald Hudlin, Pilar Savone, I hope I'm saying that right, and Stacey Sher. Hope I'm saying that right. Written by Quentin Tarantino, of course, just brilliant. Music by, there's the theme, the Django theme is Louis Bacalov. Sorry, I'm just like, I can't read my own writing. Bacalov, Bacalov, Louis Bacalov. I hope I'm saying that right. The composer who did the other music for it, because I guess that wasn't just a composer. He did some other themes for this, is Ainz, A-I-N-Z, Ainz Prazad. Awards received. Like I already said, Christoph Waltz won for Best Supporting Actor, and he deserved it. And Best Original Screenplay by Quentin Tarantino. Yes, I agree that this is a fantastic fucking screenplay, absolutely. But to be 100% honest, I did not see all the other ones that were nominated that year for original screenplay. Amour, which I'd never even heard of. Flight, again, haven't heard of. Moonrise Kingdom, which I did like, fantastic. It's funny as hell. Zero Dark 30, I knew about it but never watched it. So I can't really say with real authority whether Django deserved Best Screenplay or not. Like I said, I really like to know before I pick. I absolutely like to know and have seen everything before I say that this person did or didn't deserve it. As far as Best Picture that year, I am going to go off on a tiny tangent here as far as Best Picture because I love Django and I think it's fantastic. And I was like, why didn't it win Best Picture? Why didn't so many of his films win Best Picture? Okay, what's up for Best Picture? I realized I hadn't seen anything. Hold on. No, I have not seen any of the films nominated for Best Picture that year. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 films were... 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 films were nominated that year, and I have only seen Django. I'm not going to say all of them right here, right? Why not? Argo, Amour, Beast of the Southern Wild, Les Miserables, Life of Pi, Lincoln, Silver Lining Playbook, and Zero Dark 30. I haven't seen any of them. Argo won. I haven't seen any of those films. So I have a lot of movies to watch before I can really say, Django did or didn't deserve in my opinion, did or didn't deserve the award. Okay, let's move forward. Why did you choose a particular film? I love this movie. I fucking love it. And recently I got my brother finally watched The Hateful Eight, which is absolutely hands down my favorite Quentin Tarantino film. He finally watched it. He said he really, really liked it, but he thinks Django is still his favorite. And so I was like, okay, got to review this. Got to find it. Got to fit it somewhere and review it. Have you seen this before? Absolutely. Plenty of times. I own it. Surprisingly, I did not see this in the theater. This is when I was living in Texas for the short time I lived in Texas, and I wasn't going to the movies all that often, and I did not see this film in the theater. I am tonight drinking a sweet tea and bourbon. I have never had ever a sweet tea and bourbon. They say in this movie, speaking of what's his name from It, his character orders a sweet tea and bourbon, and I was like, that sounds interesting. I want to try it. So here on video, live on video, January 20th, I am trying for the first time a sweet tea and bourbon. Okay, I get it. I get the appeal. I don't know if I have the ratios right. I just did 4 ounces of bourbon and filled the glass with sweet tea. I get it. It's got an interesting taste to it. I can go with that. So thanks for recommending that drink. What is this? Mogi? Mogi. Would you recommend this film? Why or why not? You know what? If you can't handle the word nigger, because this movie is like rife with that word, I'm not a huge fan of it. I would never use it in real life. Never, ever, ever. In a film, like, it's the same thing with goddamn. I would never, ever use that word in real life. Never in a million years. But if you hand me a play or a script, I will use it. If you're quoting a film, I would use it. And the same thing with, there's a ton of words. There's not a ton. There's a handful of words that I can think of that I just would never ever use in real life. I don't like them, but I also don't like giving power to words. And that's one of them that it just irks me. I don't like saying nigger. I don't like other people saying it, but this movie, it uses well, I don't know if you want to say properly or not, but I get that Quentin Tarantino uses it in a lot of his scripts, absolutely, and there is a place for it in art, in these things. I don't think there's a place for it in real life, but in art, absolutely. So if you cannot handle that word, don't watch this movie. They say it over and over and over in this movie, okay? And multiple people say it. You know, it comes from a different place when a different person says it. Absolutely. It comes from a different standing when a different person uses it. Okay. And Quentin is very good about showing that in all of his films. Not all of them, but most of his films. They have that word and he uses it properly and well. Long story short, if you can't handle that word, you're not going to like this movie. If you can get past that word or you're okay with that word, then I would absolutely recommend this movie because this movie is brilliant. Brilliant. Which character were you most able to identify with, connect with? What went? Okay, I've already said before, I hate this question. So tonight, like other nights, I have changed this to say, which character would you like to play? Calvin Candy. Absolutely, I would love to play Calvin Candy. And I can guarantee, just because of who I am and my presence, my size, my everything, I would play him completely different than Leonardo DiCaprio plays him. Absolutely. My Calvin Candy would be a completely different Calvin Candy. But that's the character I like. Watch this movie and I would love to play with that character. I mean, just wow. Honestly, there is not another character I watch in this film that I aspire to play, that I would like to play, except Calvin. It's funny. He's the only character in this entire film I want to play. There is no way I could pull off. I mean, if you're talking about my ability, I can absolutely pull off any character in this film. I have confidence in my acting ability, but because of my presence, my size, my look, I would not... You would never cast me as Django. I don't look Django. Okay, that's what I mean. Could I play Django? Absolutely. But I don't look Django. And so you would never cast me as Django in 100 years. You know, I actually, just because I shave my head, you might not be able to tell that I do have a way receding hairline and a bald patch here. So you would never cast me as Superman because I don't have the hair for it. But could I play Superman? Absolutely. I know that I could. I would love. That is the one character I would love to play in all of cinematic history. I would kill to play him, and I will never be able to, unfortunately, and that's fine. So Calvin Candy is somebody I think that I could be cast as and could play, and would have a fun time, absolutely fun time playing. Best line or memorable quote. I like the way you die, boy. Like, that's the only thing that just popped in my mind. And when I looked at the quotes on IMDb, that is one of them. So I just had to put it. That is one of... Every time I think of this movie, that is one of the absolute best lines I think of is, I like the way you die, boy. And it's all perfect. That scene is just We got to get to it. We're almost 20 minutes in. The other line I love is when he says, "Sold American," in the beginning. Sold. That always cracks me up. I love that line. Sold American. That's a good one. Were you surprised by the ending? What would you do differently? I wouldn't do a thing different in this entire fucking movie. I wouldn't do a thing different. Not at all. I was a little surprised that Dr. Schultz gets killed. I was like, oh, but when you look at it and you come down to it, I'm like, okay, that made sense. You know, the ending made sense, but that is not the ending. I get it. But that did kind of shock me near the end. And I think I have a couple other notes that was like, I was surprised that this happened. Really good job. If you have seen the television series, do you prefer the movie or the television? Why? So no, I haven't watched the film. They say it's not directly I haven't watched the TV series. They say it's not directly connected. Would I watch the series? Out of curiosity, I would watch it to see what it's like. But like I said, they absolutely capitalized on this film to make, they named their series Django and capitalized on the fact that this film is extremely popular and got people to watch their show because of it. Anything else you'd like to say? I have plenty of notes. The last little quote or little message on the bottom here says, MASH 1970 was so successful it spawned the wildly popular TV series that ran from 1972 to 1983. Oh, shit. My dad used to watch that show all the time. I had no idea that there was a film before the TV show. I had zero idea. So that is absolutely news to me. I don't read these before I read them to you. So I was, wow. I'm shocked to find that out. I didn't know it was a film. Okay, let's get into the notes because we're already 20 minutes in. 21 minutes in. Okay. So hard to film night shots, and when I review The Prisoners, I have there's this one scene, I swear to God, when I watched it, I literally had to rewind it 5 or 6 times just to watch it again, and it is half a second long. It's just the way he decided to light a night shot was gorgeous. Denis Villeneuve. The way they decided to light that night shot is just gorgeous, and I literally there's nothing in it except for the woods. And I rewound it and watched it again and rewound it and watched it again and rewound it and watched it. It just went, wow, that is beautiful. Wow. So when I review that movie, I will mention that scene. Here, I want to mention the beginning scene. It's gorgeously lit, completely different, but gorgeously lit. That whole interaction at night with the, who is it? The Speck brothers or whatever. Brilliantly lit. The cinematography in this film is outstanding, and I can't believe that I don't remember if it was or wasn't nominated for it. I don't want to pull up that thing because I've had a history of my video turning off when I pull up, and I've already closed it. I don't know if it was nominated for cinematography. Oh, you know what? Give me a sec. I'm on IMDb, so I might as well look it up, right? Come on, internet. I already clicked it. Come on. It's thinking. Was this nominated for cinematography? Okay, my internet is being, it's either my internet or IMDb is being a bit of a challenge. Really? Okay, it's being a pain in the butt. I'm going to move on. It's not pulling up. Oh, there it goes. Cinematography. It was nominated for cinematography, so I would be interested to find out what won, because I think the cinematography in this is gorgeous. Not all the time, honestly. Not all the time. Some of it I find straightforward, nothing artistic, but there are times, especially this whole beginning scene, that is gorgeous. Gorgeous camera work. I loved the introduction to, Dr. Schultz's character. It's just, this whole scene is like, we need to establish who he is and how he is. Not just who, but how. And it is brilliant. I mean, Christoph Waltz is he deserved the Academy Award. He's just Fantastic actor. Fantastic actor. Now, I think to myself sometimes, is he as good in this as he was as Inglourious Basterds? I don't know. Inglourious Basterds was like off the fucking hook. You know, I tend to lean he was better in Inglourious Basterds than this. They didn't give it to him in Inglourious Basterds, but they gave him to this. So I've heard that sometimes the Academy does that. I mean, Leonardo DiCaprio deserved the Academy Award for so many things before he did, what was the bear movie? I'm such an asshole. I can't remember the name of that movie. I did kind of like it. It was really good. Oh, this review is going to be longer than I thought because I can't remember things and I'm looking them up and I can't remember the name of that movie. It was just made, right? Like not long ago. Well, why is it not on his top films? Oh, damn it. Because the first thing that pops up is producer. I don't want to see Leonardo DiCaprio's produce. That should not be the first thing. What is the first thing you think of when you think of DiCaprio? Actor. Why is the first thing the header on IMDb? IMDb foul. I've said this in other videos. This is a foul that you've messed up. You should not put on Leonardo DiCaprio's page top producer. Like when I look at Leonardo DiCaprio, you should not show producer first. I'm sorry. The first thing you think of when you think of Leonardo DiCaprio, you think of actor. That should be at the top. Total foul. IMDb, total foul. The Revenant. That's the one. Jesus Christ, why couldn't I remember the name of that movie? So he deserved the award way before that. He got it for Revenant, and I have to say the same thing about Denzel Washington. He deserved the Academy Award way before Training Day, and he got it for Training Day, and I'm like, come on, like he deserved it way before that. So sometimes, much like this, Christoph Waltz probably deserved it for Inglourious Basterds. They didn't give it to him; they gave it to him here, posthumously, kind of thing. Although he is brilliant in this as well. I don't want to take anything away from his performance in this. He is fantastic. Fantastic. Goddamn legs busted. No doubt. It's just, he's just so good. And the writing is so brilliant. My legs bust. No doubt. If you keep it caterwauling down to a minimum, it's hilarious. If you can't see these films for comedy, the comedy that they are, then you're looking at the movie in a wrong way. This is absolutely comedy, and I can't believe that they don't put it in the genre of comedy because it is. It's hilarious. Offbeat, dark, okay, fine. Drama, yes, as well. But why didn't you have a header that says comedy as well as drama and Western? You should. Again, another IMDb foul. Comedy. I love the look on the slave's face when when Schultz says, "Here, hold this," and he gives him the shotgun. The look on his face is hilarious. It cracks me up every time. Oh my God. They ain't never seen no nigger on a horse before. I love that line because it's doing multiple things. One, they ain't never seen no nigger on a horse before. Okay, they're showing the fact that Django is observant and smarter than you think. He's not just a slave. We've already kind of established that by the way he talks. Okay, he's not just a slave. He's smarter than you think. We also established the fact that Christoph Waltz has Dr. Schultz has zero capacity for racism. Like, wait, I don't get it. I don't get slavery. I don't get racism. And we really established that because he doesn't understand what these people are looking at. He doesn't. They're riding into that town where they're going to get new clothes, and everybody's looking. What are they looking at? You know, I love that we established those two things right away. That Schultz doesn't give a shit. Racism is not even on his radar. And that Django is smarter than we think. He's not just a slave. He's not just a slave. When they go into the bar and he's getting him beer and he's doing the whole thing, they're trying to... I can almost guarantee this is an homage to Inglourious Basterds, where the pen scene, where he pulls his thing out and he pulls the ink out and he's setting up the pen and all that, which is fucking gorgeous. I will do Inglourious Basterds one of these days. Is it on my list? Inglourious Basterds does qualify for something in the book. I won't say which, but it does. So I will review it. And that scene is absolutely fucking gorgeous. I think that scene is better than this scene with the beer. But it's also really neat to like show those little simple things. It's the little things. I've said this in other reviews. And how he does the beer and blah, blah, blah. I love that scene. It's great. And he's getting it ready. And then he goes with the hat on the table. You know, take the hat off the table. That's not okay. And he gives him the beer and he's like, oh, the first time he's ever tried beer, and you can see it on his face. It's really cool. Really cool. I like that. Like slavery, it's a flesh for cash business. I love his not only does he doesn't get slavery overall as a whole. He's not racist. He doesn't get that overall as a whole. But he also equates what he does, bounty hunting, with slavery. It's no big deal. It's flesh for cash. Flesh for cash. He looks at it the same thing. I love the way he looks at it, the way he depicts it. He has a little more distaste for slavery. He even says so, than what he does, which is bounty hunting. And I like that about his character, that he's not in love with this whole I've paid for you, so you're my slave. Technically, I like that. The brilliance of Quentin Tarantino's writing. So I think in an interview, Samuel L. Jackson said, you don't have to improv because he's already done it for you, Quentin. He's already done it for you. He's already figured out the best way to say things, so there's no improv necessary. And it's the little things, the little lines, the little quick things that you might miss that are brilliant. And when you watch it 100 times, I've probably watched this 50, 60 times. I can't say that I've seen it 100, probably not. But I've probably seen this 50 or 60 times. And you after a couple of dozen, you start to notice the little things. And the little things make it brilliant. And you didn't realize how brilliant it was until you noticed these little things. And so when they're outside, after they shoot the sheriff, and they go off to get the marshal, shall we wait inside? Can't we just leave? I fucking love it. Can't we just leave? No, we're here to do a job. You don't know that yet, but we're here to do a job. You know, I love it. In other words, Marshall, you owe me $200. You know, that's not subtle. That's like in your face. And, you know, he's, oh shit. You know, like I said, we're here to do a job. You may not know it yet. And I reveal that whole thing in the next scene that we're, you know, he was wanted. I have a warrant for him. Oh, this gorgeous shot. So after they leave Dodry, which is that town that they were in, they shot the sheriff. I shot the sheriff. Oh, I only just got that. They shot the sheriff. They take him. And this gorgeous, like I said, the cinematography is beautiful. This gorgeous shot straight into the sun from the wheat. You see the wheat? And the sun is going down, so it's almost dusk. Almost dusk. Not quite. Almost dusk. Fucking gorgeous. Like, I want to rewind it and watch it again because it's just beautiful. And how the dentist coach or whatever, the horses and the dentist coach go past the sun and we get that reprieve from the sun, but then the reprieve from the sun and the sun. It's just, Wow. How many people think to shoot the sun, center focus the sun, and then have something walk through it and see through it? It's just beautiful. 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 The plot twist. Love the plot twist of Django being married. Whoa, wait, married? Do all slaves believe in marriage? We do. You know, and and he's married to Brumhilda. Not just Brumhilda, but Brumhilda von Schaft. Wait. Let me get this straight. Your slave wife speaks German and her name is Brumhilda von Schaft? Fucking love that line. Only Quentin Tarantino can think to throw that in the mix. Love it. Who would have thought of a German black slave? It's just, it's brilliant. And I love that line from Christoph Waltz. Fantastic. Love it. Fantastic. And now, Django, I love that. And now, Django, you may choose your character's costume. This is one of my biggest laughs. I don't care how many, like I said, I've seen it 50, 60 times. It still makes me crack up when he says, you may choose your costume. And the next scene, he's in that ridiculously outlandish blue fucking... Oh my God! Oh my God! You mean you want to dress like that? I ain't no slave. You mean you want to dress like that? That is absolutely one of my biggest laughs in this film is when you may choose your costume and then he's in that ridiculous, sky, no, it's not sky blue. It's like blue. It's like true blue. And then the white fucking tie, the huge tie. Oh my God. Speaking of which, like when they ride up to Big Daddy's, Don Johnson is amazing in this film. I don't have a lot of experience with Don Johnson. Probably haven't seen hardly anything he's been in, but he is brilliant in this movie. Oh, fantastic. I love him. He commits to his character. His character is despicable, fine, whatever. But he does a fantastic job at it. And I love that. I wrote this note. America is about money, not principle. Fuck principle if you have enough money. And this point proves it. Like, Big Daddy is adamant about niggers can't ride horses in this county. Not on my property. No. Allow me to unring this bell. $5,000. Boom. Changes his principle. Changes the mention of $5,000 changes Big Daddy's principle. Now he don't give a shit who's on a horse and who's not on a horse, who's free, who's not free. I don't give a shit. $5,000 makes me real fucking friendly. Real. Sad as fuck, but that's America. That's what America has turned into. You want I should treat them like white folk? No, that's not what I said. That's another. I fucking love that. It cracks me up every single. No, that's not what I said. Well, I don't understand what you mean. Yeah, I can understand that. or when I'm confused, I understand that. Wow. I love not only that he jumps on that. No, that's not what I said. But you can see Dr. Schultz is like nodding when she says, you want I should treat him like white folk? And he begins to nod and Big Daddy's, no, that's not what I said. Oh my God. Wow. The ridiculousness of it, but also the brilliance of it. Like, wow. Okay, let's move on. Such amazing song choices. Much like every other fucking Quentin Tarantino film. Literally every other Quentin Tarantino film. You know, starting with Reservoir Dogs, Pulp Fiction, Jackie Brown, everything he's done has brilliant song choices. And this is no exception. Freedom. I loved that song so much because of the passion and the emotion behind it. Because of this film, I put it on my playlist. And who did that to you? I have a note for it later. When that comes up, oh my God, it's so amazing and so perfect. I had to put it on my like it made me love that song. This movie made me love that song. I'd never heard that song before, either one of these songs, and it made me love that song. Like, boom, put it on my playlist. I like the way you die, boy. Again, love that scene. I love the culmination of that scene, the shots, the emotion behind that scene, and the pacing. It really does. The pacing is brilliant, and then you're like, fuck yeah, when he shoots him. Like, yeah. You know, it's just brilliantly done. Again, I am glad it's Jamie Foxx. I am not here to say anything negative about Will Smith. Not at all. He is a great actor. Some of his movies I absolutely fucking love. You know, 7 Pounds blows my mind. The Pursuit of Happyness. You know, he is a brilliant fucking actor. I have my own things to say about the Oscar situation, and I am not going to say it here because it has no place here. But what I am going to say is Jamie Foxx is brilliant as Django, and I am so glad that Will Smith turned it down because he never would have been able to pull off this Django. Never. Sorry. It wasn't meant for you. I've said it in another review, and I will say it again. I don't give a fuck how long this review is. Okay? I've said it in another review, and I'm going to say it again. Bryan Cranston's advice on auditioning and losing a role is brilliant. Auditioning, you go in with the mindset, they are looking for me. Period. They are looking for me. I am the one. They are looking for me. Do your audition. If you don't get it, your mindset will be, I found a wallet on the ground and it's not mine. It belongs to who? Oh, that wallet obviously belongs to this person. It does not belong to me. And that is how you should view a role you did not get. Love you, Bryan Cranston. Thank you so much for saying that, because I take that advice to heart. Any audition I ever do, any role I ever don't get, thank you. And this was Jamie Foxx's role from beginning to end. I've already said I love the cinematography, and here's another example of the cinema that I love. When he shoots Ellis Brittle from a distance, you know, are you sure? Yes, I'm sure. Are you positive? I don't know what positive means. Blah, blah, blah. And then he shoots Ellis Brittle. That gorgeous shot. Okay. And I mentioned this later, but I've got to say it now. The sound is brilliant. I don't know if it was nominated or not. It wasn't nominated. I looked at the list, right? I looked at the list and it wasn't nominated for sound. The sound is fucking gorgeous. Honestly, the sound is gorgeous in this film. And the sound editing. Wow. Again, like Terminator 2, it's something that I noticed when I listened to this film is the sound and the sound editing. It is nominated for sound editing. I wonder what one. Interesting. But this shot, the sound editing, brilliant. Shooting Ellis Brittle, and then cinematography-wise, I love we're not looking at him getting shot. We look at the cotton plants, and the spatter on the cotton plants is gorgeous. Wow! I never would have thought to do that, and it's brilliant. Brilliant. Okay, The scene that cracks me up the most in this movie, in this entire movie, the scene that cracks me up the most, that literally I have to rewind because I miss shit, because I'm laughing so hard. I have to pause because I'm missing shit because I laugh so hard. The absurdity, the ridiculousness, but brilliant ridiculousness of it is the whole fucking scene with the with the fucking hoods, with the bags on the heads. What? I can't fucking see. I can't see in this thing. I can't ride in this thing. I sure as hell can't fucking shoot in this thing. Oh, I made it worse. I can't see. It would be nice to see. Anybody bring any extra bags? No, nobody brought any extra back. Well, I just asked. Fucking Jonah Hill. I just asked. That whole scene is absurdly fucking ridiculous. But the point is, it's pointing out how absurdly fucking ridiculous it is. Let's not forget, we gotta kill a nigger over that hill. That's what's important, not the bags and the eyes. That scene is just, it's perfect. It points out what it needs to point out. It represents what it needs to represent, and it has you fucking rolling. It had me rolling. If you can't get past this kind of a situation, this kind of a scene, if you can't realize this is a fucking comedy, well, then you have no place watching this film, honestly. You gotta get, this is a fucking comedy. He is making fun of this shit. And it's hilarious. Quentin Tarantino is not racist whatsoever. Watch the interview with Samuel L. Jackson where he said people think that Quentin Tarantino's racist. That's ridiculous, because every character he's given me to play has basically been the smartest fucking character in the entire show. There's no way he could write a character for me, the smartest fucking character in the show, in the and be racist. It's not possible. Quentin is not racist. He is pointing out the ridiculousness of being racist. And this scene exemplifies that idea. It's ridiculous. Oh my God. Fantastic. Again, the sound, the brilliant sound when they shoot Big Daddy. Shoop! Wow. What one? I'm going to have to look up what won best sound editing, because this movie, wow, it stands out. I love this. When we get somebody like Jamie Foxx, who understands how to have that, like I said before, moxie and that charisma, but can also pull off brilliantly the innocence and maybe ignorance, non-education ignorance side of Django. That is brilliantly represented when he asks about the story about Broomhilda. And you see him by the campfire and he rolls up and he crosses his legs and wants to hear the story. That is so a fucking 10-year-old. Tell me the story of Broomhilda. And he embodies that with his movement, with his acting, with his inquiry, with his being. And that's what acting's all about. Will Smith could not have pulled that off. No. Sorry. You can pull off some great fucking shit, Will Smith, but I don't think you could have done this. Not the way Jamie Foxx did it. And that scene shows it and oozes like... Okay, sorry, I will not mention Will Smith anymore, and I will not compare him to Jamie Foxx, because they are two different actors, much like any other two different actors are completely different. Okay, I am not Robert De Niro. I don't try to be, so I will stop saying... I will stop doing that. Okay, Jamie Foxx is brilliant in this scene. Love him. I love that innocence and that just wonderful. Broomhilda. I already said that Broomhilda is just fantastic. I love that. The turning point again. Broomhilda's worth it. I know how we feel. I'm beginning to realize that. So, another turning point. Funny that the two great turning points are when Django and Schultz are camping overnight. Funny that the two great turning points are at the camping scene. The first one being that Django is married. Oh my God, now we have to save, Broomhilda. The second being Schultz finally understands how Django feels about his wife. And it's very much, Siegfried and Broomhilda in the German myth. And so he commits himself, without saying it, we find out later, he commits himself to helping Django no matter the cost. Why? Because I'm German, and it is a German myth, and for me to be involved in a real live Broomhilda and Siegfried story, I have to. No matter the cost, I have to. And this is absolutely that turning point. Okay. I made this note. I have thought this over and over and over with so many movies. Like I've already mentioned, Tombstone, Unforgiven, blah, blah, blah. So many Western films, 310 to Yuma. Is there a person out there whose job it is to match a person with the perfect fucking cowboy hat? Even city slickers. Because I cannot find a hat to save my life that I think I look good in. But fucking hell, if Jamie Foxx doesn't look fucking perfect in this cowboy hat they put him in with the studded rim, like fucking gorgeous. But equally gorgeous is Christoph Waltz in his fucking bowl hat. Like, is there a job in Hollywood to pick out, I'm the fucking cowboy hat whisperer. I said it first here. Cowboy hat whisperer. Is there a job out there? Is there a guy or a girl that Hollywood goes to that we need the perfect fucking hat for this guy? The perfect fucking cowboy hat for this guy. Because over and over and over in so many Western films, I just think, God, that hat is perfect on that motherfucker. Like, it looks great on him. And wouldn't fit anybody else. Brilliant. Okay, moving on. I love that Django, that scene with Django practicing on the snowman. It's gorgeous. I love it. Now, now that's accurate. I have a note later on. Do I agree with putting that cut scene at the end with him practicing? I don't know, but I love it here. Excuse me. It fits perfect here. I love it. I love that Quentin decided to do that. I love the beautiful snow scenery. I've already said in other reviews, I love that winter look, that gorgeous snow look. And he's got some really, really beautiful shots in this film of that. Francophile. Let's jump ahead. Francophile. He doesn't speak French. Don't speak French to him. It'll make him, it'll embarrass him. What a fucking phony. Okay, let's step aside from that. Francophile. When he says he's a bit of a Francophile, aren't we all? I am not ashamed to say, I had no fucking clue what the fuck that meant. What? Francophile. What is that? I had to look it up. I am not ashamed to say that. I've been working in the accounting field for 23 years now. Holy fuck. 23 years now I have been working in the accounting field. I have done just about everything there is to do in accounting except for taxes. I don't want to do it. I zero aspiration to do it. But I am not afraid to tell somebody I'm not sure. But I'm going to find out. I'm not sure. I'm not afraid to tell somebody the truth. I don't know, but I'm going to find out. I've been doing this for 23 years, but I don't know the answer to that, but I'm going to find out. And this is the same thing. When I heard him say Francophile, when I read Stephen King books and I go, what does that mean? I need to look it up. I am not ashamed to say I don't know. Why? Because I'm learning. I don't know everything in the fucking world. I don't. And I want to learn. Okay, so Francophile, what is a fucking Francophile? A person who is fond of or greatly admires the French. And I was like, oh, okay. Is there a time in U.S. history that France or French was admired? Apparently there was, because, they talk about it here. And I'm like, okay, interesting. But he doesn't speak French, but he wants to speak French, but he doesn't speak French, but he wants to speak French, but he doesn't want to speak French, but he wants to... What a fucking phony. Wait, what? Ridiculous. I want to learn French. I want to learn German. But I don't propose to be any German aficionado. Not at all. But for him to be like a Francophile and not want to learn French, like, why? Why are you an admirer of French? Speaking of which, Leo is amazing in this film. Now we're getting to Candy. Here we get to Candy. Was it halfway through the film? We finally get to Candy. Fucking brilliant. Leo is amazing. I would love to play that role, and I would play it completely different than him, but he is brilliant in this film. There are so many beautiful levels when we first meet him. There are so many beautiful levels to this Mandingo fight. I challenge you, if you haven't take in every single shot of this first appearance. If you haven't, sit and watch it. Rewind it. Watch the whole thing again. Rewind it. Watch the whole thing again. Pay attention to every single person. I don't give a fuck if they are background or not. I don't care if you know who they are, if you don't know who they are, if they last through the movie or if they don't. If they're the two waiters who don't say fucking shit in the back of no. Pay attention to every single thing. I challenge you. Rewatch this scene over and over and over. The levels of reaction, action, reaction, nonchalant, unknowing, disgust. Everybody commits to their act, their character. Everybody commits to their character so well. And Quentin wanted a look from everybody, their reaction to the Mandingo fight, the fighting. This is not Fight Club where you are volunteering. This is two fucking slaves required to kill each other. It's a sad situation, but watch everybody's reaction to it. The spilled candy on the ground when she freaks out. And they redo that in Hateful Eight with the spilled candy. Love that shot. Just everybody's reaction to it. Even, Dr. Schultz, who is trying to be somebody who wants to get into the Mandingo fighting. The bartender, everybody. This scene is better than you think. It's better than you think. Brilliant. And then what do we get? We get Django meeting Django. What's your name? Django. You know how to spell it? The D is silent. I know. That's the original Django meeting Jamie Foxx's Django. Like I said, I thought this was a TV show. I was mistaken. It was not an old TV show. It was like 2 or 3 films made, and Nero was the original Django actor. And here we have Django, the original Django actor, meeting Django, the new Jamie Foxx Django actor. And he asks him, and how brilliant is that? We have the two Djangos acting. We have the two Django actors meeting, and how do you write that scene? He asks him about his name. The D is silent. I know. Because I fucking was Django. I love that scene. Insider, but brilliant. Okay, so this again speaks to... What does he order? A sweet tea and bourbon, blah, 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 in that scene. And that's why I'm drinking that. And then fucking Candy orders a Polynesian pearl diver, which is not real. And anyway, when they get their drinks and Christoph Waltz, being a German man, says Prost, which is cheers in German, basically cheers in German. And then what does Candy say? Again, it's something that cracks me up every fucking time. Post, and he says German. Because he doesn't know German. He's so fake. He's such a fucking phony. Like... But I don't want to mistake anything. He may be a phony piece of fucking shit. He doesn't speak French, even though he's a proposed Francophile. He doesn't speak German. He doesn't speak shit except for American with a horrible accent. American, not English. American. But yet he commands such power over those who know him. Watch the scene. Brilliant. His authority is unmistaken. His power is unmistaken. But he is a phony piece of fucking shit. Like, and that, who do we know nowadays who is a phony piece of fucking shit but demands power over his followers? Not gonna say. Let's move on. When you see what... Another reason why I say Jamie Foxx, fucking hell, you're brilliant. Okay, Jamie Foxx takes on a number of characters in this film. Without being Eddie Murphy in The Nutty Professor taking on multiple characters in this film. Okay, so I love the brilliance of Eddie Murphy in, Coming to America, in The Nutty Professor, where he literally puts on a completely different character, different name, different mannerism, different way of talking, different character. But Jamie Foxx takes on a different character named Django every single time. It's the same Django, named Django, but a completely different character. Embodies a completely different character. Watch it again. I swear to God, if you haven't watched it with this mindset, watch it with this mindset. When you first meet him, he doesn't know how to talk. He doesn't put sentence structure together very well. Not at all. It's not a very well English written dialogue that he has, and an innocence, not knowing what beer is, not knowing what bounty hunting is. He has a very innocent, very childlike, brilliant acting, great. But when he turns into this character, he's supposed to be, well, not only that character, but he turned into the the valet, whatever. Okay, that was one thing. Okay, and then he has a little boldness there because he's a bounty hunter, ballet slash bounty hunter. And then here we get this whole other character, which he's supposed to be an aficionado on a Mandingo fighting, and he takes on this persona. No bullshit, no fucking bullshit. White. I may have black skin, but I'm a white person, in that time. I look at blacks and slaves as the same as white people do, and then later on, even after that, when he gets discovered, blah, 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 he gets captured, he turns into a completely different Django at the end of the film. Way more smart, educated, understanding, man of the world than in the beginning of the film. Jamie Foxx takes on so many different characters in this one fucking film. It's brilliant. It's brilliant. Jamie Foxx is amazing in this film, and the levels of character throughout this film. Wow. And this is just another one when he takes on the Mandingo fighting expert. I love the scene when D'Artagnan is torn apart by the dogs. Not the dogs tearing him up. That's not what I love. What I love is the eye contact and the tension between Candy and Django is unbroken. I know they cut, so you can't really tell, but pay attention. It is unbroken between those two characters. Gorgeous. Unbroken between those two characters. At first, think of when you have a dog and you want to establish the fact that you are the master, they are the dog. Okay? Well, how do you do that? A lot of people say eye contact. You don't flinch, and they will turn away first, and they know who is master. Okay? So watch the scene. Django and Candy make eye contact. Who breaks eye contact first? Candy. Candy is the first one to break eye contact. So Django has established he is the master between them two. He is. But then what's brilliant is he doesn't want to fuck the situation up. He wants to allow Candy to think that Candy's still in charge. So what does he do? He bends to his will and says, Monsieur Candy. He says it with such beauty. He doesn't fuck up. Monsieur Candy. He really puts on, even better than Christoph Waltz, even better than Dr. Schultz. He puts on Monsieur Candy, and he makes sure he says it as precise, sophisticated as possible. Monsieur Candy. Let's go on. So he pays him the respect and allows Candy to think that he's still in charge, when we've already seen who broke eye contact first. Candy. Love it. Love it. Oh, Samuel L. Jackson, finally! And his first scene is gorgeous. Like, fuck you. There's an interview with Samuel L. Jackson. He says, you want me to play the most despicable fucking nigger in all of film history? Yes. Yes. Okay, let's do it. And he does. He is brilliant. Oh my God. Okay, so before we even meet Steven, I want to point this out because this is important. The little things. This is insanely important. Before we even meet Steven, what do we see? He is signing a check. He is signing Calvin Candy. The fact that Calvin Candy, one, allows a slave in his study, one, to write a fucking check, two, to sign his name, three, you gotta get. This is significant who Stephen is to Calvin Candy. We have already established fucking Calvin Candy is he's a narcissist. He's full of himself. He's fucking stupid. He's a fucking phony. We've already established all this shit in all the scenes leading up to this. But now we have a fucking black slave, nigger, whatever you want to call him, fucking signing a check for Calvin Candy, paying, it doesn't matter who he's paying. He's signing Calvin Candy's name. You got to get how important this character is to Calvin Candy without even knowing who he is yet. It's significant. If you missed it, fucking watch it again. The brilliance of Tarantino. You have to understand who this person is and how, and his relationship to Candy before we even know who this character is. Wow. That little scene is brilliant. Brilliant. You two ought to hate each other. Of course they will. Of course they will. You know, that first scene, of Samuel L. Jackson, meeting them and who's this nigger on that dag? Gorgeous fucking scene. I mean, you've got to. There are times when you want to shine because you're an actor and it's all about you. And yes, I get to a level you're like, I want to shine. I want people to see how good I am. I get it. I know it. I'm an actor. I get it. I know it. But there are times when you have to sit back and let someone else fucking shine. And this is that scene. Samuel L. Jackson, this is his first scene. Let him fucking shine, and he does. Wow. You don't mind burning the sheets and everything else after this motherfucker's gone. Yeah, they are mine to burn. Yes, I know that DiCaprio pushes back a couple of times because of his character, but you've got to let Samuel L. Jackson shine in this first scene. And the clash. Oh, I wrote this. The clash of such brilliant actors. We are talking about brilliant fucking actors. Christoph Waltz, even though he doesn't have a lot of history as far as American cinema. I know that. But he is fucking brilliant. Jamie Foxx, who does have a good history at this point, an Academy, a fucking award, good history at this point in American cinema. Leonardo DiCaprio, who hasn't won an Academy Award yet, but is fucking equally as fucking brilliant, who has been working since he was a teenager. And then Samuel L. Jackson, also probably working since his early 20s. Maybe not have an Oscar, maybe be worthy of an Oscar, but fucking, you've got four amazing actors. You've got to make a clash of four brilliant actors, and you can't flinch. Most notably in this scene, DiCaprio and these actors have never worked together before. These actors are all brilliant. They have their own history, except Christoph. They have their own insane history in American cinema, but they've never worked together. And we get Leonardo DiCaprio, Samuel L. Jackson leave way for each other, but don't flinch. And this scene is just gorgeous to see them both. Don't flinch, but also leave way for the other to be brilliant. It's wonderful. I love this scene. I love this scene when they all first meet in that whole combination. Even Kerry Washington in the box. Hildy in the box. Even the whole it's just gorgeous, gorgeous. And then right after that gorgeous, even so after that scene, we go into like the setting up of the dinner table. It's such a beautiful dance. It really is a dance. It's beautifully choreographed. It's a dance, and the music, the Spanish song that's going on, done by Ennio Morricone, like it's just wow. I love that. Love that. It's just gorgeous. And that's where I got really fucking pissed off because my disc stopped working and I got frustrated. Okay, so we're going to go on. I still have pages of notes. Sorry, this is going to be a long review and I don't give a shit. I always wanted to learn German. I already said that. I love this cute scene between when Hildy shows up and they're speaking German. I love this cute scene because it's nice to establish their relationship and the whole reveal of Django. And I love that it ends in, "Hey, little troublemaker." And then she faints. "You silver-tongued devil, you." It's such a cute scene. It's nice. I like it. This whole ending, the whole dinner scene, not the ending scene, the whole dinner scene, all of it, even broken up with the library scene and then move on to the other. Leonardo DiCaprio shines. He's so fucking amazing in this entire scene. Both parts of it. Just wow. Wow. And I love his look. I've never seen DiCaprio look like this. The facial hair, the beard that he's got going on, everything, the hair, the wavy hair he's got. He looks fantastic in this film. I love the way he looks. Like what the fuck? I'm going to try to get through these notes quick because it's 1:16. The scars on her back, like what the fuck are you trying to prove? I don't understand that. This is absolutely one part where I'm like, I don't know where he's coming from, where Quentin's coming from. I don't understand why would you want to show that out? I don't understand. To me, it doesn't make any sense. But I get that to Quentin, he's making a point. I don't know what the point is, but he is. And then we find out fucking Steven knows what's up. I love that Django. Nobody's without faults. Everybody makes mistakes. I love that Django makes a mistake to react to Hildy and taking her shirt off in the back. Steven sees it. Brilliantly done. Love it. Meet me in the library. So we've already established that Steven is significant by the fact that he signs Calvin's check. If you missed that, I know people did. If you fucking missed how significant that is, and I've already made a point of it, here he is, says, "Meet me in the library. Meet me in the library." And Calvin's face, demeanor, posture, everything completely changes. This is significant. This is serious. Yes, now he changes. We're going to take a break. I'm going to go check them out. What is he going to do? He's going to meet Steven in the library. What is it about being in the library that is significant? What is it about meet me in the library that is significant? Is it just that he trusts Steven and Steven's saying like, "Don't fuck with me, meet in the library"? Or is the library a sacred place where they can both be them? Because we see Steven's demeanor completely fucking changes when they get in the library. Them motherfuckers ain't here to buy no mandingo. His demeanor and their connection completely fucking changes when they're in the library. Completely. Their reaction to each other, their dichotomy completely changes when they're in the library. No mistake. It is. It absolutely does. Thank you, Steven. You're welcome, Calvin. Steven absolutely has the upper hand here. Why? Because Steven is fucking smarter than Calvin. And Calvin knows it. If it had been a snake, it'd have bit me. But Calvin trusts, absolutely 1,000% trusts Steven. There's something going on there that is unwritten, that is brilliant, that is fantastic. I love it. Love it. Steven is absolutely the master. I think Steven is the master, even though he doesn't masquerade as the master. I think if he were to say yes, if Candy is an absolute no, and Steven were to say yes in Candy's ear, Candy would change his vote to no, which means Steven is the master. Interesting. Dare I say, oh my God, dare I say, the best scene of the fucking movie is when Calvin comes back to the dinner table and has the skull and that whole interaction. Wow. That is stunning. Off the hook. Another scene where I have to write my notes and write my notes real quick because I know the scene, put my notes away and pay attention. I can't not watch this scene. It's gorgeous. The acting, the writing, everything is on point. Leonardo famously, actually hurt his hand, cut his hand in that scene when he slaps the table, and that blood initially is real, and they left it in. Not only did they leave it in, Kerry Washington is amazing in this scene. I fucking love her. And from what I heard, it was her idea to smear the blood on her face. Of course, that's not his real blood. They cut, cleaned him up, used fake blood for that scene. But it was her idea to do that. And they said, that's brilliant. Yes, let's do it. That whole scene is fucking amazing and intense. So intense and brilliant. Wow. I'm shocked. I have to be honest, Calvin Candy really conducts himself in a very good way, honestly, ignorant as he is to many things, as racist as he is, as as dead set in his way as he is. I am very shocked that he's the type of character that finds out that these guys are fucking lying about why they're here, but then continues to conduct business with them. America's about money, not principle. America's about money, not principle. Because I swear Big Daddy never would have done it. I think there is a line that you dictate at some point. We haven't reached Calvin's. Not at all. Not even in the entire film do we reach Calvin's. Well, the handshake, yes. We reach Calvin's point, turning his line in the sand when he's like, you need to shake my hand. That's his line in the sand. But Big Daddy's line in the sand would have been way earlier. He never would have done business with people he found out were fucking lying to him. Never would have done it. Principle first. Wow. Alexander Dumas is black. I love that Dr. Schultz, he's been bested. He's been bested. He's stewing. He's pissed off about the fact that Candy found out. He doesn't know it was Steven, but Candy found out that he was lying and they really wanted Hilda. Broomhilda. So he's fucking frustrated about this, but he makes a point to show that I am smarter than you. In that one line, Alexander Dumas is black. That one final, I'm smarter than you, allows him to be like, okay, at least I have that. At least I have that. I love that quick interaction. I couldn't resist it. I love when he finally fucking shoots him. You really want me to shake your hand? I insist. Well, if you insist, boom. Oh, love it. I love that he finally fucking shoots him. It's perfect ending to this entire, situation, this culmination of all of this. It's perfect that he fucking shoots him in the flower on his lapel. Like, just brilliant. And who doesn't love a great shootout? Like this whole shootout with after, I was shocked that Christoph Waltz died. Oh man, but it was perfect. It was perfect that Christoph Waltz dies, Dr. Schultz. But then this shootout with Django is just gorgeous. It reminds me of Verhoeven. It reminds me of True. It reminds me of Total Recall. All the gritty and bloodiness and the bullet shots and just like, whoa, that reminds me of Paul Verhoeven. I was not expecting Django to get shot, or excuse me, caught, not shot, caught. Whoa, that shocked me. Whoa, Django got, whoa, wait, what? I was expecting him to shoot his way out and get her somehow. But when he's caught, I was like, okay, whoa. But, you know, even James Bond gets caught multiple times. But can you keep him? No, you can't. Okay, well, we got some movie to go. I love that when Django's shooting and one of the gun, slow-mo, gorgeous, and the song is perfect. The energy of the song. Django is shooting, slow-mo, one gun runs out and he throws it, and slow-mo goes to backhand the hammer to the other gun. Fucking love that scene. That quick shot is gorgeous. Brilliant. When Django does get caught, him hanging upside down, I'm like, you know, I have to. Maybe this is not a gay thing, but I'm like, is that really his dick? I don't think that's his dick. That's got to be fake, right? That's got to be fake. I don't think that's a. You tell me, you straight people out there watching this review, you tell me, is that a gay thing? Is that only me thinking of that because I'm gay? Or is that like, you know, do straight people think the same thing? Like, is that really his dick? I don't think that's really his dick. That's not real. They've got to have a fake dick on him, right? I love that scene when Steven comes in and he's talking about cutting off your foreign part. Keep in mind, most of them was thinking about cutting off your foreign parts or some shit like that. I love when he's talking about what to do with him, and everybody's thinking about doing something to your dick. Your like what the LeQuint Dick? Well, hell, the niggas LeQuint Dicky have it worse than that, you know. That scene is great, you know. Samuel L. Jackson's brilliant performance. I love that. I love when Django outsmarts the guys taking him to the LeQuint Dickey mining company. I love that whole scene when he outsmarts them, talking about the handbill in his pocket, and you know, I'm really a bounty hunter, and how he just that scene, that whole scene is gorgeous. I don't care that Quentin's in it. It doesn't bother me. Could it have been somebody else? Absolutely could have been somebody else, but it's just so well done. And then how does it culminate? Him taking them down, and that gorgeous, like, perfect fucking song choice. Again, thank you, Quentin. Perfect fucking song choice. Who did that to you? That is just... Now, I'm not afraid to do the Lord's work. You say vengeance is his, but I'm going to do it first. I'm going to handle my business in the name of the law. That's how that song starts, and it's perfect for this movie. And I love it. And it's on my, it's on my playlist now. Wow. Love it. I have a thing for, quick side note, I have a thing for silhouetted trees. I don't know why. Beautifully captured, photographed Ansel Adams trees. Or a beautiful tree. I'll be out playing disc golf, and I'll see a tree and just be like, that's just a gorgeous tree. Or the other day I was walking my dog and I saw down the street this tree. Very rarely in LA do we get really good fall colors, but right down the street there was this tree that just had this gorgeous red leaves. Excuse me. And it's just like, wow, that is beautiful. So this quick silhouetted, gorgeous at dusk shot of Candy's funeral and that beautiful oak. Wow. Beautiful. Beautiful. Love it. I fucking love Django in Candy's outfit at the end. He looks so fucking good. I love that Leonardo DiCaprio as Calvin Candy looks amazing in this outfit, and Jamie Foxx as Django looks just as fucking brilliant in the same outfit. Wow. I'm not a fan of red, burgundy, whatever, but they are both amazing in this outfit. Love it. Tell Miss Laura goodbye. Goodbye, Miss Laura. I love that when he shoots her in that quick, she must have been on a pulley, pulled her back like that. It's gorgeous. I don't know why, but I love that shot. Goodbye, Miss Laura. And she just right out the right out the door or the archway. Like, whoa. Fucking love that. And, you know, I mean, yeah, I love Stephen, you know, Samuel L. Jackson's yelling at the end. That's great. That's fantastic. And he blows up the ship. But what I fucking love is the closing. That song, Trinity, that they use for the closing. It's just, wow. The song choices again. Quentin does brilliant song choices. And this is no exception at the end of this. It's just beautiful. And again, I go back to that. How do I feel? I'm really still, I've seen it, like I said, 50, 60 times. I'm still not sure how I feel about that quick cut of, you know, they'll call you the fastest gun in the South or something. The fastest gun in the South, I think they say. I'm not sure how I feel about that being cut into that end scene, that him practicing the gun. I don't know how I feel about that. Was it right? Was it not right? It works for the film. Does it not work for the film? Would I have done that? Would I not have done that? I have mixed emotions about that cut scene. Sometimes I wish that it wasn't there and it was just the ending with that song and him, you know, doing the dance with the horse and then leaving with Brunhilde. I don't know. I have mixed emotions, suffice it to say. I have mixed emotions about adding that cutscene with him and Schultz when he's practicing fastest gun in the South. They could have added that earlier. Anyway, Django Unchained, hour 32. Sorry, it was a little long, but it was what it was. I went off a couple tangents. Thank you so much for listening, and we're going to get you a video as soon as possible. Hopefully, I can make up soon for the one video or the one number that I'm down. Okay, thanks a lot for listening. Talk to you soon.